Have you ever stopped and thought, why, even with a good job and a busy social life, there's still this restlessness inside? A kind of emptiness, like real peace has somehow been lost. Then a strange question comes up. Why are we so efficient and still so tired and stressed? It's a strange experience, right? We have apps that save time, we have the fastest internet, we have better ways to do everything. And still, when the day ends, the mental load and exhaustion feel heavier than ever. Just imagine this. It's 10 p.m., the laptop is still open, your mind is still running with thoughts, a constant restlessness, a feeling of something missing. Like in this constant search for peace, we've somehow moved further away from it. On this channel, we don't just summarize books, we try to understand their real essence. And today, through Celeste Headlee's book, Do Nothing, we're going to look for answers to this feeling. So let's start with the first part, this feeling of incomplete peace. It's important to understand this isn't just your or my personal problem, it's something our entire generation is experiencing, a struggle almost all of us feel. To understand it better, let's look at a simple story. Meet Michael. Michael is a 30-year-old software engineer. His phone is full of productivity apps that manage his whole day. His to-do list is always full. He convinces himself and others that he's hardworking and successful. But inside, he feels more tired and empty than ever. His mind is always thinking about work, even when he's not working. So the real question is, how do millions of people like Michael fall into this trap? This isn't a personal failure. It brings us to the second key idea, the illusion of being busy. We live in a culture that has made us believe that being busy isn't just a state, it's a sign of success and importance. The author calls it something powerful, the cult of efficiency. Think about it. There's an unspoken belief that the busier you are, the more valuable you are. It becomes a mental trap where your worth as a human is measured by how productive you are every day. Celeste Headlee makes a really interesting point. When someone says, "I'm really busy," is it actually a complaint? Most of the time, it's a subtle way of showing importance and status. Busyness has unfortunately become a modern status symbol. Let's go back to Michael. When his family invites him to spend time together, he says, "I'm really busy." In his mind, this proves how hardworking and important he is. But here's the mistake. People don't realize they're paying for this false importance with their relationships and mental peace. This is a mental illusion. And here's something important. It's very easy to think this constant busyness and deep exhaustion are personal failures. But what if they're not? What if this isn't about you or me, but about a system whose roots go deep into history? This brings us to the third part. When did time become money? Before the Industrial Revolution, in farming societies, work was based on tasks, not hours. Farmers worked hard during harvest and then rested for months. There was a natural rhythm to life. But the Industrial Revolution changed everything. Factory owners started paying people based on hours instead of work done. And that's where the idea time is money took over our lives. Here's something surprising. Between 1978 and 2016, CEO pay increased by more than 800%, while the average worker's pay increased by less than 12%. This isn't just a number, it tells a story. It shows where the real reward of our hard work is going. The core idea is simple. Our extra effort isn't rewarded in the same proportion. Our productivity has increased because of technology, but the benefit mostly goes to corporations. So this constant exhaustion, it's not your fault. It's the system we're stuck in. Now the question is, if the problem is in the system, what can we do as individuals? This brings us to the fourth and most important part, the power of real leisure. Real leisure doesn't mean being lazy or doing nothing out of boredom. It means doing something non-productive, something you're not doing to achieve or improve, but just for the sake of it. Like enjoying a hobby with no goal, or just sitting quietly and observing nature. Here's another mistake people make. They confuse distraction with real rest. Scrolling social media or watching TV just to shut your mind off isn't real rest, it's fake leisure. Real leisure is sitting on your porch, talking to a neighbor, or doing something that's not meant to be shown off on Instagram. When Michael scrolls his phone after work, he's not resting, he's actually draining himself more.
So what can you do starting today? Let's look at a very small step. First, start noticing your moments of fake leisure. Pay attention to when you pick up your phone just to fill empty time. Second, try to take out just 15 minutes in your day to do absolutely nothing. No phone, no goal. Just sit in silence. These small steps aren't just about finding 15 minutes of quiet, they're the beginning of a deeper shift in how you see life. Now let's connect everything into one powerful idea. We are not machines. Our minds are designed like a heartbeat, to work and then to rest. Constant work goes against our nature. It slowly destroys our creativity and happiness. So what's the real benefit of understanding this? It leads to some deep realizations. First, you start to see that your worth is not tied to your productivity. Second, you realize that rest isn't a reward after work. It's a basic need, just like breathing. Third, it becomes a quiet rebellion against the constant fear of what will people think. And finally, you discover that real satisfaction doesn't come from performance, but from a meaningful life. So I'll leave you with one final thought. What if the most productive thing you could do today is absolutely nothing? And if this idea of rest connected with you and you want to understand its deeper link with creativity, I've made another video on this exact topic. You should definitely watch that next. Subscribe so we can keep learning together.